The 90s brought arguably the greatest era of Disney films, so highly acclaimed that it's been deemed the Renaissance era. And bookending that era was a fun little film called Tarzan. Following a man raised by apes, Tarzan is full of interesting people and monkeys. But which of these characters are heroic, hairless apes, and which ones are truly evil? I'm Samantha with Wicked Binge, and these are Disney's Tarzan characters, good to evil. As usual, we'll be starting with the most noble character and working our way down to the evil. These characters are the good. Starting things out, the gold medal of good has to go to Phil Collins. I mean, come on. This man cranked out a banger of an original Disney song for this movie. Just kidding. Our gold medal of good has to go to Kala. Kala is Tarzan's adopted ape mother. She lost her own child to the leopard saber, and after stumbling upon the death of Tarzan's parents, she saves the baby from the clutches of the same creature. She adopts Tarzan as her own and helps him become an ape like she was. She helps Tarzan in any way she can, and while she does fight with Kerchak, she does so for the safety of those she cares about. Kala cares deeply for her family, and as such, will defend Tarzan no matter what happens. Our silver medal of good winner also cares deeply for her family. None other than Jane Porter. Jane Porter is a major character in the film and the eventual love interest of Tarzan. She is an ethnologist who goes to Africa so she can study gorillas with her father. She meets Tarzan and starts to teach him about humanity and English, although initially it seems she wants to do it for fame. She mentions everyone would want to meet him and know about his story.
Can you take me to my camp?
It quickly turns into love as she continues to learn about him. Jane does try to bring him with her, and while he does go with her of his own volition, it does end up causing a few major problems with Clayton. Jane earns our lust medal because she falls in love with Tarzan immediately. She's constantly blushing whenever around this mysterious jungle hunk. Jane ends up staying with Tarzan, and the two end up happy together. And on that note, the bronze medal of good goes to Tarzan. Tarzan is a young man whose parents died when he was young and who was raised by apes. He grew up being berated and attacked for being different, always under the watchful eye of Kayla. As he grew, he became a better ape, continually helping his family at every opportunity.
How does he know my name?
However, this changes when Jane and the other humans come to the jungle. He realized that he finally found his people and started to learn how to be a human, copying the sounds and movements of the others that were about. This leads to him abandoning his family and very intentionally leading the bad guys to them, all because of his crush on Jane. This crush leads to the death of Kerchak and the near capture of his mother, Kayla. Tarzan is a great person, but his curiosity and thoughtlessness is definitely his weakness. We move further down the list by examining our next good guy, Archimedes Q. Porter, Jane's father and a scientist studying gorillas with his daughter. He dedicates much of the film to helping Jane in her quest. Despite being helpful, he initially doubts Jane's claims about Tarzan. While he's eager to study Tarzan and the gorillas, he fails to recognize the many warning signs from Clayton. Additionally, his age impacts his decision-making, leading to some questionable choices. This is why he's awarded the Darwin Medal, because despite his role as a scientist, he doesn't always demonstrate the intelligence he seems to possess. Finally, rounding out our good section, we have Tantor. Tantor is the large African elephant and a close friend to Tarzan and Turk since their childhood. Tantor is the very definition of a gentle giant, as he harbors massive phobias, particularly of bacteria and piranha.
It looks questionable to me.
He plays a significant role in the stampede that threatens the gorillas. As he grows up, he remains fearful of many things and underestimates his own strength. However, Tantor overcomes his phobias by the film's end, as he's willing to risk his safety to rescue Tarzan from Clayton's ship, displaying true heroism. With the good section wrapped up, we now move into neutral territory. These characters fall into the gray area. Starting off our gray section is a gorilla with dark gray hair, Tarzan's friend, Turk. Turkina, often referred to as Turk. She's like an older sister to Tarzan and his best friend, though it wasn't always the case, as she started off as a somewhat rude and bullying character. Alongside Flint and Mungo, she initially rejects Tarzan because of his differences. However, once he proves himself, she becomes more than willing to be his friend. Throughout most of the film, she helps him deal with issues concerning Kristijan and the rest of the group. Even when it involves distracting him from Jane and other matters, Turk can be a bit of a jerk at times.
Sometimes you embarrass me.
But she does genuinely care about Tarzan, at least for the most part. We mentioned them briefly, so it's no surprise that up next we have Flint and Mungo. Flint and Mungo are a pair of gorillas within the family and good friends to Turk. During the beginning of the film, when Tarzan wishes to hang out with them and Turk, they are fully against it. However, once Tarzan nearly kills himself trying to obtain elephant hair, they change their minds and agree to hang out with him. And when they grow up, they become good friends with Tarzan. With that aid, the character who rounds out our gray area is Kristijan, the commanding and large gorilla who serves as the head of the family, responsible for most decisions. He starts the movie as a caring father to his child with Kala, but when that child is killed by Kala, he prevents her from trying to protect it. This loss hardens him, prioritizing the safety of his family over their happiness. Throughout the film, Kristijan holds a deep-seated resentment toward Tarzan for being different, and this animosity influences most of his actions, particularly his readiness to blame Tarzan for any problems.
Protect this family and stay away from them.
At times, it seems like he's willing to harm or even kill Tarzan to protect the rest of the gorilla troop. While he serves as a major antagonist for most of the film, his perspective changes after being shot by Clayton. He finally acknowledges Tarzan as a member of the troop and, more importantly, as his son. Kristijan's ongoing anger earns him the Wrath Medal on our list because he nearly kills Tantor and Turk, believing them to be humans. Despite his rough exterior, he's fundamentally a good guy at heart, which is why he falls lower on our list. Finally, we arrive at the dark side. These characters are the bad and the evil. So let's start off by talking about who gets the Bronze Medal of Evil, Clayton's men. Clayton's men are a group of mercenary-esque soldiers who work upon the boat that Jane and crew arrived on. Initially, they're working for the boat captain and are seen loading all of the camp supplies onto the boat towards the climax of the film. When the porters get on the belt, they lock them up and essentially kidnap them. They act mostly as pirates, following the orders of Clayton at every turn despite initially working for the captain, likely committing a mutiny. They seem to only care about the money that Clayton was offering them. For this reason, we award them the Greed Medal. After much thought, we decided to award the Silver Medal of Evil to Saber, the leopard inhabiting Tarzan's jungle. She relentlessly pursues Tarzan, even attempting to kill him when he was a baby, narrowly prevented by Kala. Over the years, she continues to hunt and attack Tarzan whenever possible. Saber's aggression isn't limited to Tarzan. She also killed Kala and Kristijan's child, indicating her disdain for gorillas. She even attacks Kala on sight, but changes her focus when she spots an opportunity to prey on a defenseless child. Saber makes appearances later in the film, ambushing the gorilla troop and inflicting a deep scratch on Tarzan's chest. In a fierce confrontation, Tarzan manages to defeat and kill the rampaging leopard. For her insatiable appetite for hunting and attacking, she earns our Gluttony Medal. Saber's actions are largely driven by instinct.
What kind of animal are you?
But her relentless aggression and hatred make her a rather despicable character. But Saber is still just a wild animal. The Gold Medal of Evil has to go to a man who is more than happy to be evil. In fact, he seems to genuinely enjoy it. Everyone already knows the most evil character in Tarzan is William Cecil Clayton. Clayton is a hunter who was hired to go along on the porter's quest to study gorillas in the jungles of Africa. Clayton shows everyone that he isn't too great of a guy because he starts shooting at random and seemingly killing animals whenever they even get near him. In fact, he shoots the bushes when he sees movement, showing no regard for safety at all. Clayton is also a poacher, which is not only illegal but pretty morally bankrupt by most people's standards. He doesn't care about people or animals and will do anything in his power to get what he wants.
Have we met?
He betrays his employers so he can steal and harm all the gorillas in the troop just for money. He nearly kills Tarzan, imprisons the porters, and ends up killing Kerchak. Clayton is fully aware of what he is doing. He knows that he is the bad guy and he revels in it. So much so that he sacrificed his life just so he could try and kill Tarzan, left hanging in the forest like he deserved. Not only does he win our gold medal of evil, but he easily takes the pride medal because of his ego. Clayton is someone who considers himself the pinnacle of man, but that pride would ultimately be his downfall.